To think that childhood events can control the rest of our lives. Unworthiness has been something that has blocked me from the ideal relationships I would want and the money, the financial freedom that I would want. For years, I did everything in the physical world, going on dates, creating businesses, online websites, but I would always sabotage myself, or something would always happen, and give up, or I just wouldn't succeed, or the relationship wouldn't work out. And I didn't know what the problem was. And it got to the point where I did everything in the physical world I could possibly do, so I gave up. And that's when I realized that it was subconscious, that it was a subconscious trauma of identifying with unworthiness, with identifying as being unlovable to some degree. Just because as a child, if stuff happens to you, you take it personally. Even if you have a sister or brother born after you and the attention goes to them, there's going to be a little trauma. So it's really relative. But that trauma, if it's deep enough, like mine was, I was adopted 5 times before the age of 6, or before the age of 5. And my last adoption was, my mom was psychotic, but because I was already adopted 5 times, I was scared to lose another family. And so I would always lie when CPS would come, and I never ran away. I didn't run away till I was 17. And that was after I was talking to a therapist, and I really opened up about everything, and she's like, all right, when you're 18, you really need to go. Abuse, she didn't understand how to be in the feminine energy. And I was used to loving parents, even though my parents were drug addicts and we were homeless. We lived in the tent in the forest. It was awesome. I loved my life. I loved my parents, and they gave me everything I needed. But when I got everything, when I got a house, when I got parents, they, even though it looked like they had everything, they were missing what was important. They didn't know how to love themselves. And their first child, my adoptive families, one that raised me till the end, till I ran away, their first child actually went to prison for killing somebody. And so that right there is a red flag. I don't know how the judge ruled to give me and my siblings over to them. They couldn't take care of us. They weren't making enough money. They had their own children. And she couldn't give me the attention I needed. And a child needs attention, whether it's positive or negative. It needs attention. Attention equals love to a child. And so, out of survival means, I became a people pleaser, and probably subconsciously would do things just to get negative attention, even though I didn't know what I was doing. But looking back at it, it's like, well, that's the only time that she would focus on me. And so I was stuck like that. And I started going after my dreams at the age of 18, 19. And then that gets back to where I was talking about before. I tried everything. And that's when I realized that it was the subconscious unworthiness. And what's helped me a lot is just reminiscing on the memories that have hurt me before, that I used to not be able to feel because they were so intense, so I had to push them down. But as I've felt them a little bit more and a little bit more throughout the years, it's gotten easier. And so that, it feels like pressure releasing, and that, along with doing some stretching, yoga, tapping, whatever works for you, but there's certain things you can do to help yourself. Because if you think you have unworthiness that's blocking you subconsciously, it's important. It's important to work through it, because that's what's blocking you now. That's the thing. There's nothing you can do in the physical world, even though we've been programmed to believe that it's physical work. You can be successful at whatever you do once you unblock yourself. Learning about chakras has been very helpful for me too, because those are like they represent energies and different ways of expression. Root is groundedness, feeling safe, sexual expression. The third eye is intuition, throat expression, heart, love, sacral, intimacy, connection. Solar plexus, strength, confidence. So it's not and then also solar plexus, gut feeling. So I'm sure you had feelings in your heart and your gut before. And that's because there's neurons, more neurons than in your brain. You have 3 brains. And so understanding that if the energy is blocked in a chakra, if you're not feeling connected, if you're not feeling safe, then the energy can't move up into the crown, and then in the higher chakras, there's the tristic and the, I'm not going to get into those, the light body, but that's how you feel divine, is when this energy, this chi, this life force runs freely in your body. And then there's different things too, like not sexually releasing too much, not overeating, not eating too much of bad foods. There's a lot of things. You have to know yourself, your body. But by working on these things, you raise this Christic energy, and let's just say life gets hell of a lot easier. You go from living in hell, which is the lower chakras, survival, into living in heaven, into living in flow, and literally it's like you have the Midas touch, or the golden gloves. I can't think of it right now, but maybe it is Midas touch. You're just lucky. Everything you touch turns to gold. You turn water into wine. You transmute lead into gold, so to speak. And this is vibrationary. There's different levels to it. It gets to the level where it's like those ancient paintings where they have the aura around, like Jesus' head or a saint's head. They have the aura. I don't know. But positive vibrations, and also vibrating, being in resonance of that identity that you want to be, seeing into that reality, and you see all the opportunities that you've always wanted. The dream life, the life of your dreams. But until you're at that vibrational frequency, you're going to see through the lens of fear, or in hell, or a mediocre life, or a life that you have to work and kind of trade your time just to get some free time, but it's okay enough to to accept, even though you would like more free time, even though you would like more money, even though you would like to do what you love. So all these things are connected to your vibration. And these subconscious things too are, in my opinion, the most important things to become aware of. You become aware of them, you feel them. Sometimes you can't feel them all the way. Come back to it. It's going to come up anyways. And as you release these, you're going to get lighter and lighter. And that's like that energy going up. So, hope this is useful for you. We're at the beacon. We're at the time of the return of Christ. The return of the Jedi. Alright, that second one's a little cheesy, honestly. But really, the Bible always talked about the return of Christ. That's not some man coming down from the stars or some virgin giving birth to a baby. That's who you are. That's who you really are beyond the physical body that we perceive. That's the true I am that represents. And so, knowing who you really are, knowing your true resonant vibration, frequency, and being from that, living from that, is what aligns us to heaven on earth. It aligns us to that world where all the problems just solve themselves. There was never any problems to begin with. Anyways, this is a bit of a ramble. Hope you're doing well. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Be like the shades. It's really sunny right here.